When we think of history, we rarely imagine what people ate for dinner. We picture grand battles, lost cities, and ancient kings, but the everyday act of sharing a meal is often overlooked. Yet food is a thread that ties us all together, across centuries and civilizations. Remarkably, the oldest known written recipe isn't for a royal feast, but for a simple, hearty soup. This recipe, carefully inscribed on a clay tablet in cuneiform script, offers a rare glimpse into the daily lives of people who lived thousands of years ago. It comes from ancient Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, dating back nearly 4,000 years. In the cradle of civilization, where the first cities rose along the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates, people gathered around fires to share meals much like we do today. The main ingredient? Lentils, a humble legume that has nourished humanity for ages. Lentils were a staple crop, valued for their nutrition and ability to grow in harsh conditions. They provided essential protein and energy to ancient peoples. The recipe also called for onions, garlic, and leeks, a trio any home cook today would recognize. These alliums added depth and aroma, showing that even then cooks understood how to build layers of flavor. These details show that ancient cooks cared about flavor, not just survival. They experimented with combinations, seasoning their food thoughtfully, and taking pride in the meals they prepared for family and community. They used fat, likely from sheep or cattle, to enrich the broth, and even blood as a thickener, a practice still found in some cuisines today. Nothing was wasted. Every part of the animal was used, reflecting both necessity and ingenuity. This approach reflected a respect for resources and a desire to create something delicious. Cooking was an act of care, a way to nourish both body and spirit, and to bring people together. This single recipe, pressed into clay, connects us to a lost world. It's a tangible link to people who lived, loved, and ate just as we do, reminding us that the act of cooking is timeless. It reminds us that cooking is one of our oldest forms of culture. Recipes are stories passed down and adapted, carrying memories and traditions from one generation to the next. We still seek comfort in a bowl of soup, just as our Akkadian ancestors did. The warmth, the aroma, the sense of home, these feelings transcend time and place. Across millennia, the joy of transforming simple ingredients into something special endures. In every kitchen, ancient or modern, the act of cooking connects us to our shared human story. The instructions for this ancient soup were discovered on 3 small, weathered clay tablets, now carefully preserved at Yale University. These tablets, silent for millennia, hold secrets from a world long vanished, offering us a rare glimpse into the daily life and culinary practices of ancient Mesopotamia. Dating to around 1750 BC, these remarkable artifacts are among the world's oldest known cookbooks. They predate even the earliest written recipes from ancient Egypt or Greece, making them a priceless window into humanity's earliest attempts at recording the art of cooking. Written in cuneiform script, the tablets required not only a steady hand, but also deep knowledge of both language and culinary tradition. Each wedge-shaped mark was pressed into soft clay by skilled scribes, capturing recipes that had likely been passed down for generations. Unlike most ancient tablets, which record laws, trade, or epic tales, these focus entirely on food and the rituals of the kitchen. They stand apart as a testament to the importance of cuisine in ancient society. The tablets contain dozens of recipes for stews and broths, revealing a sophisticated Akkadian palate. These dishes were not simple fare. They often combined a variety of meats, vegetables, and spices, showing a surprising complexity and appreciation for flavor. Before their discovery, our understanding of ancient cuisine was limited to what archaeologists could infer from animal bones, charred seeds, and pottery fragments. The tablets transformed our knowledge, providing direct evidence of what people actually cooked and ate. These recipes are the missing link, the authentic voice of the ancient cook reaching across thousands of years. They allow us to reconstruct not just the food, but the culture and values of a civilization that prized hospitality and shared meals. The instructions are concise, just ingredients and a few actions, meant for those who already knew how to cook. There are no measurements or detailed steps, suggesting that these were reminders for experienced chefs, not beginner guides. Cooking knowledge was passed down orally, from master to apprentice, parent to child. These tablets served as memory aids for the bustling temple or palace kitchens, where teams of cooks prepared elaborate feasts for gods and kings. They show a society where food was not just sustenance, but a a source of pride, pleasure, and even spiritual significance. Banquets and shared meals were central to community life, and the art of cooking was held in high esteem. The tablets are a direct line to the kitchens of the past, connecting us to cooks who lived nearly 4,000 years ago. Their legacy continues to inspire chefs and historians today. They reveal a culinary culture that valued both tradition and taste, reminding us that the love of good food is truly timeless, a thread that links us to our most ancient ancestors. The heart of this story is the ingredients. Lentils, one of humanity's first crops, were a staple in Mesopotamia, nutritious, easy to grow, and store. The recipe builds flavor with onions, leeks, and garlic, a combination still foundational in kitchens today. Ancient cooks intuitively understood how to layer flavors. Onions brought sweetness, garlic added depth, and leeks gave a gentle green note. Fat, rendered from animals, was essential for richness and energy. It turned a simple broth into a sustaining meal. The addition of blood, while unusual to us, thickened the soup and added nutrients. This nose-to-tail approach meant nothing was wasted. Every ingredient had a purpose: nutrition, flavor, or both. This list tells a story of agriculture, resourcefulness, and culinary ingenuity. Even in ancient times, cooks sought to make food both nourishing and delicious. Their choices echo in our kitchens today. How did they cook this soup? Likely in a clay pot over an open fire. Pottery was vital technology, and Mesopotamian artisans crafted sturdy, wide-mouthed pots for soups and stews. Temperature control was an art. Cooks managed embers to simmer the soup slowly. Crushing leeks and garlic with a mortar and pestle released their flavors, a technique still used today. The process was hands-on and intuitive, relying on senses rather than timers. Imagine a cook tending a pot, the aroma of simmering lentils and aromatics filling the air. This was a direct connection between cook, ingredients, and fire. The method reveals both the technology and the patience of ancient kitchens. It's a timeless dance that still lives on in every slow-cooked meal. This ancient recipe is a lesson in simplicity. In a world obsessed with complexity, it shows that great food needs only good ingredients and solid technique. Lentils, aromatics, and fat, nothing more. No exotic spices or elaborate garnishes, just purposeful, nourishing components. This wasn't about status, but about making the most of what was available. Ancient cooks were creative with limited resources, learning through generations what worked. Their ingenuity turned humble ingredients into something special. The soup is a testament to adaptability and resourcefulness. Simplicity is the foundation of many beloved cuisines worldwide. The Akkadian soup belongs among those timeless dishes. It reminds us to appreciate the basics and find joy in honest, well-made food. Sometimes less truly is more. It's remarkable how little this ancient soup differs from what we eat today. Despite the centuries that have passed, the essence of a simple, nourishing bowl of lentil soup has remained almost unchanged. The ingredients may have shifted slightly, but the spirit of the dish endures. Modern lentil soup starts the same way. Sauté onions and garlic, add lentils and liquid, simmer until tender. The process is familiar, comforting, and almost meditative. It's a ritual that echoes through kitchens across the world, just as it did thousands of years ago. We might skip the blood, but the structure is unchanged after 4,000 years. The tools have evolved, but the method, slowly coaxing flavor from humble ingredients, remains the same. This continuity shows that some human needs, warmth, comfort, nourishment, are timeless. Gathering around a steaming pot of soup is a universal experience, one that brings people together no matter the era. Soup is still what we crave when we're sick or cold. It's the food we turn to for healing, for solace, for a sense of home. There's something deeply reassuring about a bowl of soup, no matter your age or where you're from. The Akkadians sought the same comfort we do. Their lives were different in countless ways, but the desire for a warm, filling meal at the end of the day was the thread that connects us. Of course, our kitchens are different. Precise stoves, ingredients, endless gadgets. We have access to flavors and tools the ancients could never imagine, and yet, the heart of the meal is unchanged. We might add spices or finish with yogurt, but the core idea remains. Each generation adds its own twist, but the foundation is always the same. Simple ingredients, transformed by time and care. Every bowl of lentil soup connects us to a tradition stretching back millennia. It's a living link to our ancestors, a way of honoring their ingenuity and resourcefulness. Each cook adapts the recipe, but the heart of the dish endures. Whether you add a handful of fresh herbs or a squeeze of lemon, you're participating in a story that began long before you. Making soup is participating in an ancient ritual. It's a small act, but one that carries the weight of history and the warmth of countless shared meals. It's a humbling, beautiful connection to our shared past. In every spoonful, we taste not just the ingredients, but the memories and traditions of those who came before us. The simple act of simmering lentils links us to generations before us, reminding us that while so much has changed, the comfort of a good meal remains eternal. This recipe reveals more than food. It shows us Akkadian society. Written recipes suggest social organization and specialization. These were likely for professional cooks in temples or palaces. The ingredients reflect a thriving agricultural and pastoral economy. Food was the foundation of civilization, supporting cities and armies. Cooking and sharing a meal was central to family and community life. Meals reinforced bonds, whether at home or in ritual temple feasts. This soup is a lens into daily life, not just royal history. It reminds us that history is shaped by ordinary people and their meals. In every bowl, we taste the story of a civilization. When scholars and chefs recreated this ancient soup, they had to interpret the concise instructions. They omitted the blood but stayed true to lentils, onions, leeks, garlic, and fat. The result? Surprisingly delicious and familiar, earthy, savory, and comforting. The flavors were clean and pure, not masked by heavy spices. This experiment shows that food is a living tradition, shaped by each cook and context. The original soup would have tasted different depending on the ingredients and fire. Our modern version is an echo, a conversation with the past. The principles of good cooking, slow simmering, aromatics, fat, are timeless. The Akkadian cook understood flavor as well as any modern chef. Cultures change, but the desire for delicious, nourishing food remains. The flavors of ancient Iraq still speak to us today. What does a 4,000-year-old soup tell us? That food is one of humanity's oldest connections. This simple dish, recorded on clay, links us to our distant ancestors. It's a story of ingenuity, creativity, and thriving, not just survival. The desire to feed, comfort, and connect is universal. Food is our common language, a heritage that transcends time. Every time we make soup, we join a ritual as old as civilization. History lives in the food we share and the traditions we keep. In every simmering pot, we find a story that unites us all.